Well, hi guys, John here, as you know me as Tour-Tough. Well, this is the prototype of my new adventure motorcycle jack. I have designed this specifically for the Honda XR 150L because I use one of the features of the rear swing arm in this particular design. Now, just a little bit of an overview of why I've done this. Well, obviously to change a rear tyre or fix a rear puncture when out on the trail. I've looked at other alternatives, and there was something that was just nagging me, that they all seem to rely entirely upon the side stand. Now, considering when our bikes are loaded up with kits on the back, I've just had this real concern that it would be too easy to tip the bike over, causing all sorts of potential issues. So I've gone back to basics and used a very old principle, and I don't know what it's been called in other countries, and it's sort of a lift jack, tower jack, something like that. So I've just adapted it for this particular purpose. As I've put in my teaser, it only weighs 500 grams in a pencil case, believe it or not. So what I'll do now is I'll give you a quick look-see of the bike up on the jack, and then I'll show you from the very beginning of how to assemble the kit, because there is a little bit of assembly, but it is really simple. The other thing is, I wanted it to be so that anybody that would want to make this can just go ahead and do so. Use materials that are easily available to you. Right, this is the right hand side fixed post, using the hole to secure the rear back brake plate. So I've just used an end cap from well, actually it's just a plug that's generally used for your handlebars for this particular purpose. So as you can see, the rod is adjustable with a right angle plate on the bottom to stop the bike moving forwards and backwards. There is also a tyre on the front brake, as other systems have. So swinging around, and there you have the working part. Just a simple tower jack. I've got a ratchet ring spanner on there, so it's really simple to lift the bike up, and as you will see, we do have the clearance there, so you can do your lubing of your chain, dropping your chain, whatever, taking the rear wheel out, and it's an incredibly simple process using the ratchet type ring spanner. So as I say, incredibly simple. And side stand that's actually just still resting on there, so should anything ever fail, it's not going to fall over to this side, at least anyway. So the wheel only needs to be just partially off the ground to be able to do whatever the tasks are. So we'll go on to the basic deconstruction and reconstruction. Well, righto. Construction, very basic, as follows. Inner tube in first, securing bolt, wing nut, bottom plate, all fumbles, haven't done this too many times yet. I haven't timed this, so some of you might. Right, first leg's done. Second one, similar fashion. Now you'll need to try this on your individual bikes to find out where you need to set it up. Mine is in the centre one. See, if you're making it yourself, you just make your own holes. Same process. I know it's fiddly, and in a dark night you don't want to be losing your parts. Now, this is perhaps the most fiddly, but this could probably be improved upon. Coach bolt. This is, believe it or not, a TV antenna bracket, which I've just modified. Large washer that goes over the square, which holds it all in place. Spin your nut on. Of course, if you didn't have this, or you could weld it on, but you'd end up with a T-section that's got to be somehow stored in your bag. Right. Next comes the second nut. Now this is a nut that is your basic adjuster. So this is obviously what sets your height. So we spin this right down again. Once again, once you get to know where you need to go on your individual bike, simple as that. Okay, that's the pad to stop damage onto the swing arm. Now, ratchet, that nut is a 17mm nut. I put a large washer on the top of that because there's the gap, and that simply slips in there. Right, that's your full assembly. So now we'll go around the other side, and you can see how this is attached to the bike incredibly simply. Slipped under and put in place. Easy as that. This side is a little bit more tricky, however. Excuse the wobbly camera, this might be a little bit difficult to film and do at the same time. I found for mine this is the best position for it. Once again, tried a few times, simple as that, making sure it's vertical and a little bit of an angle to the outside, to the foot plate. So that's just something maybe we need to consider in where we locate everything. Alright, here we go again. Side stand just coming off the ground. Right, and there you have it. There's a real wheel. A little bit of perseverance, a little bit of trial and error, and all should be well. So there may be a few more kinks that need to be ironed out, but that's the basic structure of this design. Really simple to operate, hopefully pretty much anywhere in any sort of terrain. Very important to, of course, have the front brake on. Okay guys, hope you think it's worthwhile. Cheers. Oh, for lightweight bikes only, I would suggest, unless you're making this out of a really heavy beefy gear. Cheers.